Meet Jim Muelhausen, the founder of CEO Focus, a peer-to-peer advising group. Jim has successfully used raving fan testimonial CDs for several years to grow his business. The CDs were so successful, in fact, that this year, when Jim launched a new peer-to-peer company for sales professionals called Sales Team, he asked us to conduct another set of raving fan interviews for the new company. This interview was conducted by my colleague, Jim Stern. Let's listen in.
Well, you've been working with Bill for a while now to capture your stories of your raving fans. And why are these stories important to you?
Well, as you just heard a minute ago, it's hard to understand what we do. And one of the concerns that people have is it's not inexpensive to join our organization. And so sometimes when you have the combination of expensive with I don't know what it is, it becomes a hard bridge to jump from a sales perspective. And what we have used Bill's CD for is to have these testimonials and these raving fans talking about what it has actually done. It becomes significantly more believable than coming from my mouth. And I felt that our customers did a terrific job of really hitting the typical concerns that a prospective member has.
So in this process of collecting these stories, what have you learned or discovered about you or your services or your fans by working with Bill?
Well, there wasn't a tremendous amount of surprises. I think the biggest thing that surprised me was how well my customers understood the prospect's potential objections. I mean, we did not prompt them. We did not give them any tip. All we said is that this gentleman's going to be calling you, and they had agreed to speak with Bill, and they were not cued as to even what the topic would be.
So what's Bill like to work with?
I love Bill. He's great. He is incredibly enthusiastic. I think as far as interviewing the clients, a lot of the credit for the great responses that they give comes from Bill doing such a good job of interviewing them. I mean, lots of compliments on Bill and his approach on the telephone, the ease of communicating with him. Theoretically, you could do this process yourself and you could put people on the phone, but I lived this same dynamic that happened with Bill running the process. When there's a third party involved, someone outside of the organization, people tend to be much more candid. Bill asked my customers, well, what about some of these tough questions? Well, why would people spend that much money? Which theoretically is a negative response. But he was very frank, and I think that people will open up to Bill, A, because he does this for a living, and B, because he's an outsider.
Now, you've finished the CD round with Bill. How would you evaluate the quality of this product?
I've gotten nothing but compliments on it. It's very well done. It's something that we're proud to hand out. We create our sales process, and we have a process that we like to walk people through that creates the highest likelihood of success for us, and part of that process is the CD.
There were one thing that you thought people should know about Bill. What would it be?
I think that Bill has kind of an unknown secret here. My experience with businesses is they do a lousy job of leveraging their testimonials, that everyone has a raving fan. Everyone has something that loves what they do. And it would be the exception if a client had maybe a letter from that person. I helped a friend do a web page, and he has a letter from 1995 that's a raving fan letter. Mm-hmm. Well, it's nice, and it's a great letter. They walk on water, they do everything right, they saved us a ton of money, but now it's 8 years old.
Right.
How much good does that do? Number one, I never would have gotten those 5 testimonials but for Bill. Mm-hmm. So, number one, kind of setting the ball in motion and saying, hey, listen, this is important. This is something that can make us money. Let's do it. And then you can delegate it to someone very competent, has some value in and of itself, because now you'll actually do something about it. Mm-hmm. And number two, it's just a more effective media of doing it, a static words on a piece of paper versus someone's photo and voice telling you in their own words what your service has done for them. I just think creates a higher likelihood of sales success.